What if I tell you that you can get an amazing fitness tracker which ticks most of the boxes for awesomeness right now for less than 50 bucks? Yeah, and here on the Tech for All channel, we have shortlisted the 5 best. Let's get started. Hey, welcome to my channel. Tech for All is the place where we inspect cool tech. And fitness trackers have become such an important companion for our healthier life these days. Now, it's probably the best time ever to get one, because they can be very affordable and quite accurate, and based on tons of information they collect, you may improve your fitness condition, lifestyle, and sleeping habits. In this episode, I'm presenting you the 5 best fitness trackers that you can buy in early 2020. Hi, my name is Michael and I've personally tested and reviewed each one of these models. And make sure to check all the links in the description below the video to get the best deal for your favorite model, and also to find the links to each of the detailed reviews of these trackers. So finally, a top 5 video where all these devices have been tested, and everything that I'm gonna say in the next minutes is based on real life experience with the trackers shown. And if you already have a favorite model, make sure to mention it as a comment before we actually get started. Come on, pause this video, write it down, just tell me which is your favorite fitness tracker right now. Okay, hope you're ready with that, so let's get started. Important disclaimer. This is not a chart, and while I have my own opinion about the best one of these, let's mostly focus on the information, and I'm pretty sure that this will help you to choose the best one out of these, or maybe even another, different one. Let's begin with something really hot these days, the Honor Band 5, which you may find at prices between $30 and $40. Actually, this one is very similar to the Honor Band 4, and most of the design, display, menus and so on, they're so similar that most people will hardly make the difference. Thing is that the Honor Band 5 supports measuring SpO2 and is one of the few budget trackers that support this feature. It has a beautiful minimalistic design, elegant replaceable strap, very nice way for charging the battery, and supports a wide variety of sports tracking. Due to the small size, there is no GPS inside, just as it is with the other 5 contenders here, but it can leverage from the GPS of your smartphone should you prefer to track your exact running route and distance. Battery life is pretty decent, easily passing a week and often surpassing 10 days with continuous heart rate measuring and sleep tracking and 24/7 usage. The tracker is waterproof and can be used when swimming. As for smartphone app, Honor rely on Huawei's Health app, which is pretty good, keeps a lot of data, and is quite easy to use. Its main disadvantage is the lack of Strava integration. If the last mentioned app says something to you, and you necessarily want to count on it, then take a look at the next contender, Amazfit Cor 2, part of the big Xiaomi family. And while you're looking at the design, I'll take the opportunity to show you Mi Fit, which is one of the ways to control it. Recently, Xiaomi have enabled most of their wearables to support the Amazfit app as well. As mentioned, the integration with Google Fit and Strava works seamlessly, and you can of course count on plenty of other functions too. I've heard some complaints about the app performance and more precisely about the connection stability to the device used, but had no issues while using it myself. The Cor 2 is meant to be the most premium one, has the largest screen, has a stainless steel shell, and the display is covered by Gorilla Glass. Speaking of the screen, it can be very bright, however, it's not an AMOLED screen, and you can notice that by the colors. Unfortunately, the relatively large size and the lack of good colors result into rather poor animations, but most people won't be disturbed by that anyways. 6-band colors, up to 12 days of standby, plenty of sports, and well waterproof. The Amazfit Cor 2 packs most of Xiaomi's experience brought to the popular Amazfit line, and is currently the most budget-friendly device from this portfolio, costing around $45. As contender number 3, we're looking at the Samsung's Galaxy Fit E. It's a fitness tracker which wasn't up to par with the software expectations when released, but after a few updates, Samsung have really improved its accuracy, features, and even the battery life. And even though it is the only tracker from the top 5 which has a monochromic display, it is well worth considering, especially if you anyways have a Samsung device. It is the smallest, the lightest, and it's beautifully designed. I think it suits a lot a wrist of a lady, but having rather unisex outlook, and it can be good choice for anyone. It is very robust and even has military-grade certification and is of course, well, waterproof. You can notice the well-visible watch faces, a lot of features, and it also relays messages from your smartphone, just like all other contenders in this top 5 chart. And although the display is small, thanks to the good resolution and grouping of the symbols, we can say it is well utilized. It is the only tracker with support for double tap to wake the screen on top of the wrist movement, and that makes it stand out and works the same way as the so popular double tap to wake feature, which Samsung, after so many years, have finally enabled on their smartphones as well. The only annoying part is that Samsung make you install a few different apps and plugins to get all the data that you want. It is unnecessarily complicated. Next, and we land back in China with a company that has had a very turbulent 2019 because of all the scandals around 5G, and I would appreciate if we focus more on technology rather than politics, because Huawei have become really strong about wearables. Here's the proof: the Huawei Band 4. I still believe that right now whatever is offered and branded as Honor is a bit better, but this fitness tracker is also worth trying. Furthermore, if you own a Huawei smartphone, there are a few extra features which are available for the MUI-based devices only. The band covers all interesting for 2020 features and has menus that are very similar to the Honor Band series, but there's no surprise about that. Major difference is the display. While at the first sight it looks similar, reality is that it has twice lower resolution and is not that bright. In fact, screen here seems to be slightly worse even than last year's Honor Band 4. But that's not a deal breaker, because the unit shows muscles by providing 10 to 15 days of battery life, continuous heart rate monitoring, sleep tracking, even SpO2 for some regions. However, I never managed to get that in the menus, being based in Europe myself. Guess it will appear at some point after a firmware update. Well, looks like the last spot is for the king of these fitness trackers, or if it doesn't deserve the title yet, I can justify the hype with numbers. Thanks to the huge success of Mi Band and Amazfit, Xiaomi is at the moment the only true competitor of Apple about wearable devices, and Mi Band 4 is the best that the company has come up with in the recent years. Finally, a colorful AMOLED display with good resolution and excellent visibility outdoors, and finally a real leather strap, which can underline its awesomeness. The band supports everything needed: post tracking, steps counts, a lot of activities. Well, many people will say that the lack of GPS is a big thing, and it is, but none of these sub-$50 devices support such. And there are some complaints about the lack of true NFC presence. It is basically useless outside China. The Mi Band 4 uses Mi Fit, which is a very good smartphone app. There's a big community, a lot of development of extra features, and even some third-party smartphone apps to extract information from your device, and of course the loyalty that the company managed to gain in the past years, especially in India. 4 very successful generations, out of which the Mi Band 4 is really great, and make sure to check the whole review. It is linked in the top right corner of the screen. I think these are 5 outstanding suggestions for your first, next, or just new fitness tracker, and each one of them will be fulfilling its tasks to track your vitals pretty well. On top, you get plenty of extras, good smartphone apps, and some accessories, and also the chance to stay connected no matter where you are, thanks to the notification support, the weather info, alarms, and even some music controls. At the end, there's a question I can't wait to ask you. Which one did you like the most? Feel free to name a different model if you believe that it deserves to be mentioned, and you may check the detailed review of each one of these devices linked below. Yes, finally, this was a top 5 chart with devices that someone actually tested, and I hope you liked it. If that's the case, then make sure to give me that thumb up and subscribe to the channel for more cool tech reviews. Take a good care of your body, and see you soon. Cheers!